Yeah. Is Morgan Gannon going to play?
Yep.
Be looking forward to seeing him out there.
Yeah,
He's obviously
I'm happy for him, mate. It's been a long time for him, and I don't know. I've liked what I've seen at training, so I've yet to see him play a game live. I've seen some vision of him, but I'm looking forward to it, and I think all the boys are quite excited for him to get back out on the field.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's obviously going to be a big day for him. He's been out a long time. You confident he can get through the sort of the mental side of it?
Yeah, no. All the signs have been really positive from him, and we're going to, just to help him out, we're going to start him as well, and just running around for 20, 25 minutes because it's his first hit out. Then give him a good rest, and then put him back on later in the second half. So we don't ask him to do too much his first game back, but we just think after the warm up, starting him will be the best thing for him physically and mentally instead of sitting around waiting. Just get him straight out there and get him into it. So. James McDonald's, doing the right thing and giving up his spot for him just for this, start for this game.
Yeah. Look, how's Lockie getting on? Obviously, he's not ready to play yet. Does he have a chance for the start of the season?
Yeah. Look, he's just carrying a calf injury at the moment, so we're not 100% sure. But I don't think he'd be right for round one. It might be a couple of weeks after that.
All right. So it's not long term then, the calf problem.
Oh, well, it's long enough. It's not like a season end or anything like that. But calves could be 6-8 week injuries. So we just he's probably not maybe around that round 4 onwards.
Yeah. What are you hoping to get out of Sunday's game? Obviously, it's going to be a good test against a team who won everything last year.
Yep. I've spoke to Matt Pete. And he's putting out a really strong side early too. So for the first half, and then the second half will probably be filled with a lot of the kids from both teams. But I think both teams will just be looking to see where they're at physically from their pre-seasons. The good thing about it is there's no 2 points on the line, but it'll be a good test, and it'll be a really good test for us. We've done a lot of hard work, but just to see where we're actually really at physically up against the best team in the comp. So. We'll have a good indication of what we need to do to get ready for round one.
How's training been since the Wakefield game? Obviously, it's exactly a month ago.
I'm really happy with how the boys have trained and their buy-in. But unfortunately, we don't get judged on how we train. We'll get judged on how we play. And there's been a real push and a drive in the place around. We're working harder, but every team's working hard, and you can only get there through hard work. But at the end of the day, the 80 minutes is the most important thing that will come across all week, and we've got to do that every week. So we've really prioritised, what we actually do in that 80 minutes. But in saying that, I'm very happy with how they've trained. But now the hard bit is you got to transfer that to the field.
Yeah. And obviously, it's a big day for Ash, isn't it? He's been a good servant to the club for 10 years. I know you've not worked with him that often, and he was injured towards the end of last season. But what are your thoughts on Ash?
Oh, mate, I think my thoughts are pretty high of him, pretty strong, considering I've made him, co-captain with Cameron. I think he's a really good leader. He's someone that when he talks, the boys listen. He's an action person. He leads with his actions and he drives through his actions, but he's also not afraid, regardless of who it is, to hold people accountable and drive the same standards, whether they're player number 30 or player number 1. And that's what I really like about him. And I think that he's respected a lot from the boys, and hopefully they show him how much they respect him, just with their effort and the way we want to try and play on Sunday.
Was it a tough decision moving him to centre from wing?
No. Obviously, it helped with the 2 recruits we got for the 2 wingers. That helps, but I'd always, even before we'd sort of gone down, I knew Hawley was coming, but before we'd secured Micah, it was always my plan to move Harry to the other side of the field and put Ash in the centres, because I just think, there's more to him than just being, than being a finisher. I think he can be a finisher and a creator. he moves nice and smooth. He's got good catch pass, and I'd like to see him with a bit more space. So that was behind the move.
Just finally from me, obviously you've got this game to get through first, but have you given any thought to the Challenge Cup yet? What sort of side you might put out in that? Obviously, it's going to be against non-league opposition. Whoever wins the tie this weekend, it's sort of
I haven't got
tricky approach, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't got too far down the track with that, Pete. But because I don't want to take away from the focus on what the focus is this week, and that's about Ash and his game and his testimonial. But in saying that, like, we as a team and as a club need to understand the privilege of playing in the Leeds Rhinos jersey, and I won't be handing out jerseys just for the sake of it. And every time we play, we should be trying to play to win. And so we've got to develop that winning culture. We've got to enjoy the feeling of winning. And I'm not going to worry too much about the Challenge Cup moving forward at the moment, but we'll be picking the win, and I'll be picking blokes that deserve to be in the team.
Have you monitored the Salford situation at all in terms of any new players or faces?
Bleasy's been all over that, mate. I don't really know what the current situation is. And I've left that to Bleasy, but we're really happy with our roster at the moment. We're always looking to improve it, but we're not also going to be preying on a club, trying to be part of their demise either. Everyone is hopeful that they can continue to play with a strong side throughout this competition.
If you could improve any area within your squad, where would you like to?
Just some depth. You always need to have, because you're going to get injuries. But in saying that, we've got a lot of young blokes there. They're probably looking forward to their opportunity. But I'm pretty comfortable with where we sit across the field, 1 to 13, and then, guys that can cover a couple of different spots off the bench. So I'm pretty comfortable with where we're at.
Are you starting to like the combination of Brodie, Matt, and then Jake Connor at fullback? Because I know you said you don't want Jake Connor necessarily playing at fullback, but he's there this weekend and he's played there in the Boxing Day Challenge. Are you sort of liking that combination a little bit more now?
Yeah, it's not that I don't want Jake to play fullback. Jake can give us plenty of options and coverage in different positions. But as it stands right now, Lockie's not available and he's injured, and Jake has been training well, and he's been doing all the training. He's got himself fitter. He's in better shape physically, and that was my main thing, is to make sure he could do his job physically and find the effort areas that he needs to find, because he's got that brilliance. But he's got himself in better shape to be able to play the role I want from a fullback. But the combinations are getting better with Crofty. I think he likes playing with Crofty and Fralls and like Ackers through the middle.
Is he kind of a player that you can literally just put him anywhere in the back line and he'll light it up attack wise, because he can play centre, fullback and in the halves? Yeah,
well, he's a footballer. Like, he understands the game really good. He's smart. And like I said, I didn't feel like we had to do too much work with him football-wise and coaching, because I think he knows what he needs to do. It was just improving him physically and him understanding, of all the detail around all the effort areas and getting them right, to make sure that when he does come up with those brilliant pieces of football for us, that he's owned all his effort.
Yeah, just the last one for me, going back onto Morgan. Are you kind of having to now build up his minutes again gradually? You said you're going to play him for 20, 30 minutes this time. Is it a case of he might play 40 next time, 60 the week after that?
His first game back, so he's got a big future ahead of him, and this is a friendly, and it's a good opportunity to start him, give him 20 minutes, have a bit of a rest, and then play a bit of time at the back end of the game, get a bit of confidence, because the last thing we want him to do, he hasn't played for a long time, is once you get a bit of fatigue and starts getting a bit sloppy and loose and puts himself at risk. So we're just doing the right thing by the kid, and he's certainly a player of the future for our club moving forward. But we'll just be very cautious about game time and until he's ready to get out the full 80 minutes. But as a back rower, I like our back rowers to be able to play 80 minutes, and that's where we'll be trying to angle towards getting him ready for that at some stage.
Yeah, do you kind of have to manage his recovery a bit differently as well, given what's happened to him in the past?
No, he doesn't want to be managed any different. He wants to be treated the same. And it's like I said, it's just being smart. That's all. But same as we would with any other player on return from a long layoff.